How's it going, guys? Shape here, and welcome to the channel. This video is going to be a little different than my normal videos, but I've been getting a lot of questions about a lot of the farms I've shown you guys and how I manage my time and inventory for them. I'm going to cover a wide range of those questions on this video to help you guys be more efficient with your gold making. Some of you might already know some of the tips and tricks, so I will timestamp in the description so you can jump around to what you would like to learn. A lot of you guys have asked me daily about anything and everything about TSM, and I usually recommend you to go to another channel to really learn the ins and outs of it, since I use it more on the top level. Now, I am no expert on everything in TSM, but I do know my way around it fairly decent at this point since I use a lot of the functionality every day. That brings us to our first time-saving tip. We have been focusing on relics of the past a lot recently and stockpiling in general for Shadowlands. That means you are most likely buying up a lot of items or keeping a lot of items in your inventory or mailbox. You will probably also have a designated character or guild bank that holds all of your stockpile materials, or in my case multiple guild banks because I have stockpiled a ridiculous amount of items at this point. Well, using the standard mailbox function is very time consuming, and it takes forever to add the 12 items at a time to send to whichever sender you want. I almost always avoid this feature now because of the TSM mailbox operation, and you should too. I know setting up operations in TSM can be tricky if you don't know what you're doing, but don't worry, I will walk you through a simple one right now that may be relevant to your purposes. I have created a brand new profile in TSM to walk you through setting up mailbox operations from scratch. As you can see, we only have the base group with nothing attached to it. Click on the plus option next to that base group. Here we can add any items we want to this new group. For instance, if we want to add all the different types of cloth to send out to our tailoring character, then we can just add that to this new group. The easiest way to add items to the group is going to be to have them in your inventory. If you don't have them in your inventory, then you will have to do a search for the item like I am showing on the screen to do that. You can also go to the TSM website and create some groups on there to have imported in, but I think it's just as fast to manually do it in here if that's the route you're going. For the purposes of this video, I'm not going to go line by line in adding all of these, but I will provide a list of the cloth in the description below if you guys wanted to search yourself. Here is something your list will look like if you wanted to do all the different expansions and keep them separate. This will help later with different operations to have them split up like this and have a parent group as just for cloth. I do share all of my TSM strings with any of the members of the pack, so if you guys have joined the YouTube channel or subscribed on Twitch, just message me on Discord to be added as that role, and they will be on the Discord in the TSM string channel. Now, once we have the group set up, we can add the mailing operation to this. Just go to Operations, Mailing Operations, and hit the plus icon. This will default as new operation, but you can change that to any name you would like. I'm going to send all this cloth over to my banking character for safekeeping, so I'm going to call this operation Banker. Once you have named the group, type in your character's name that you want to send all this to. Hale is one of my guild bank characters, so let's send it all to him. You can leave the amount and max quantity alone, assuming you want to send everything over to this character all at once. If you wanted to limit how many you were sending, then this is where you would do that. As we scroll down, we don't need to fill any of these other options in either, so we can go all the way to the bottom under Group Management. Hit the plus icon again and add on the group we just made. I would select the whole cloth group, so you will later have the option to add or subtract from this list. Select this group and you can go ahead and exit out of TSM. Once you are through with that, you will want to head over to your mailbox to test this operation. Select the group tab on the top and you should see the group we just added to the mailing operation. As you can see, we can now select the main cloth group or any variation of the different expansions if we didn't want to send all the cloth to this character. We only have Netherweave Cloth in our bag, so it really doesn't matter if we select all or just the BC group. When you are ready to send, hit the Mail Selected Groups button and bam, all of that Netherweave was just sent over to your bank alt. Pretty cool, huh? It does take a little time to set up the groups and operations, but once you have the hang of it, it will be very easy and save you a ton of time sending over all the materials, since you don't have to spam click and send 12 at a time. You can do this with any item and grouping, so the sky's the limit once you have these items added to your group and mailing operations. I bet you are now thinking you're going to have to take all of that out of the mail on your other character and then have to manually put it in the bank or guild bank, right? Well, this is going to take us right into our next helpful time-saving topic. TSM has some really helpful operations that are pre-set up with it so you don't have to create them yourself. Believe it or not, a lot of people don't even know about the get and put feature. This comes in handy when you are trying to get a lot of a certain item put away in your bank or you need to get it all out of your bank. Let's get all that Netherweave cloth we just sent over to this character just a second ago. Now that we have all that in our bags, we can head over to the guild bank to put this stuff in our stockpile. The command is really easy and all you want to do is type /TSM Put Netherweave and hit enter. TSM will now put all of that Netherweave in your bag into your guild bank. You can also shift click on the item to have it added instead of typing it as well. Now there is sometimes a lag depending on how many items you are trying to unload, but you will hear the sound effect of it working and see your bag slowly filling up. This definitely beats clicking each and every one of them. To get the items out of your guild bank, you would do the same thing, but instead type /TSM Get Netherweave and then ta-da! It's all back in your bags ready to do whatever with, and this will also have a little lag time, so be patient with that. Like I said, very easy to move stuff around and it will save you a lot of clicking and time in the end. Even if it does take a little time to load it all, you can go AFK to take a little break or do something else on another monitor. The last time saving tip I wanted to go over were some buying macros. If you have been doing any of the Tidespray Bracer Shuffle and not using this macro, then you have been doing a lot of extra clicking or really anything where you're buying a lot of vendor materials. From the vendor, you are only allowed to buy in stacks of 200 at a time, so normally you would have to shift click on an item you wanted, type in 200, then click on OK to buy it. With this macro, you would just have to spam click a button and it would buy 200 of the said item at a time. Groundbreaking stuff, I know. It is a simple macro to buy items from the vendor, but it comes in super handy if you're ever buying a lot of vendor materials. This should work on any vendor as long as you are putting the correct item and amount you want to get. For instance, on the top left we start at item number 1, then we move over to the right, that is item number 2. Back down and over to the left is item number 3, and to the right is number 4, so on and so forth. That means if we wanted to buy nylon thread, then we would put 1 in our macro as it is now. The number after the comma in the macro is how many of the item you want to buy. If the vendor allows you to buy more than one of an item at a time, you can put the maximum amount here. As I said earlier, the maximum amount you can buy of the nylon thread is 200, so that's why 200 is in the macro. For those of you that caught my last video on the absolutely broken method right now to potentially make gold in pre-patch, you can use this macro there as well. If you guys haven't checked out that video, then I suggest you do it, because if Blizzard doesn't fix this, then this could have a huge impact on the economy, and with only a week left to fix so many things in the game, it could be one of those crazy gold methods that makes it through. If you wanted to use a similar macro for that, then you would just have to change the item number and the amount, because you can only buy one staff at a time. I know this video was a little different than gold farms I have been doing in the past, but again, a lot of people have been asking me some of these questions all the time, and if you're a gold maker and not taking advantage with the shortcuts to gold making, then you are losing valuable time and money. If you guys would like more of these type of videos, whether it's gold making tips or TSM strings, let me know in the comments below. Like the old saying goes, time is money, friend. Well, there you have it guys, some time saving add-ons, tips, and macros to use in your gold making. I hope you guys enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe and drop a like if you enjoyed the video to show some love for the channel, and I'll catch you guys next time.